football head coach, Travis Bush. Bush started his role shortly after being hired, as he coordinated sports events and helped around the school. Now, Bush and his arsenal of coaches have started to run football off-season and prepare for next year's season. Here is an inside look on his story and his plan for the team.
Growing up as a kid, my father was athletic director, head football coach. So I grew up in the field house, and really, growing up at Alice in the '80s and Gregory Portland in the '90s, just kind of sparked my passion for football. I couldn't see myself doing an office job or anything else, and really, seeing how my father had impacted kids, and they'd come back and tell him how much he impacted them in their lives is what kind of made me want to do it and have an impact and be able to influence young men. Well, I got an opportunity to, after a year in San Marcos, I got an opportunity, got a call from TCU to come to be a grad assistant and kind of get your foot in the door in college. And I always knew I wanted to get back in high school, but a chance to get a master's there as well. So I came in there with Coach Patterson's staff, which obviously you see the job they've done. And I've had an opportunity to work with some great people. And so it was there for 3 years and worked under him, and then came down to Texas State as a coach with Coach Bailiff. And then had a chance to take over as a coordinator for the first time there, and was there for 6 years, and then ended up getting a chance to go start the UTSA program with Larry Coker. So another great influence and great mentor to me, an opportunity, and then had a chance to go to University of Houston, and that's kind of back when the no huddle air raid tempo offenses were coming about, so I wanted to go learn that. So that sparked my interest to go to Houston, and then had the opportunity to work up there, and then spent this last season with Buffalo, which was something I've always wanted to do. Is had a chance to work at that level and learn the ins and outs of the NFL. So it's been fun. I've been blessed to work with some great people and be in the situations I've been in, and I've learned a lot. And it's time to pass that on. I love the sport of football. I think there's many life lessons you can learn through football, and that's the biggest thing. And that's what we're going to do here is we want to build champions for life, and we want to build winners, and we want to teach them. Winners strive to be the best in everything they do with academics, athletics, outside of school, in the community. So we want to build the well-rounded person to set them up so when they leave here that they have learned the traits to be successful later in life, and that's going to be the culture that we want to build here. Like I said, we always talked about getting back into high school. I want to coach my kids, and being at the other levels, you're away from home so much. My son is an 8th grader. He'll be a freshman next year. So that sparked the interest to get back into high school. And then looking at the schools that were interested, something about Seguin. I've been around Central Texas and have always recruited Seguin. I've always felt the potential here. The new leadership that's in place with our superintendent, the school board, and Mr. Esquivel, the principal. So we I think the pieces are finally falling into place here, and the way they the way they're going to let us set up our program to kind of do it right and get things done right, and try to build a successful program here. We have a vision of where we want to go and where we want to be, but what we got to focus on is today and where we're at right now. And it's a journey. It's going to be a process. We want to maximize our potential and play the best we can. And we're going to have a vision of championships and a vision of playoffs, but that's not what we're going to focus on. We got to focus on right now, because we can't get there unless we get better today. And we've got to get a little bit better every day. We got to get stronger. We got to get faster. We got to build that culture. We got to build that team chemistry from coaches to players. We got our vision of where we want to go, but we got to focus on today and taking all those little steps right now and working to get there day by day. I've had more fun this past 2 weeks than I have in the past 15 years, because you get to develop them. They're yours. This is what you have, and they're gonna be here, and you can get them early in junior high, and so if you're allowed to stay someplace long enough to develop them and see them grow, and they're here because they want to be here. They didn't choose Seguin because it's a better scholarship or it's this or that, or they get they're here because they're from here and the community's from here. They're invested in here, and that to me there's a different atmosphere on Friday night than there is anywhere on Saturdays, and it's just not the same, especially in Texas. And I love Texas high school football and these one high school towns, one community to get behind their team. So we're one team, one town, and I'm excited. It's been a great community, and the support's great, and we appreciate the support. And it's our job to put a great product on the field and get the best out of these kids, and that's what we want to do. We want to give them a respectable program and get the most out of these kids. Like I said, maximize their potential on the field and maximize the potential while we have them, and give them the characteristics to be successful later in life. You've got to build a winning culture. Now, how long that takes, I don't know, but it's got to be, like I said, it's got to be a culture that we live day in, day out, that from everybody. From you build the team to think like winners, to act like winners, to play like winners. That's got to spread to your younger classes. that's got to spread to your other teams. It's got to spread to your faculty and the community. And it's like a disease. Negativity can spread. So can a positive culture and a winning culture. So we got to change a culture one person at a time. It starts with us, as the coaches of the environment we create for them every day, and everyone who touches these kids of being aligned with the same vision. So it's all about culture, and that's what we got to build here to have sustained success in all sports at all levels on a consistent basis. We've got to establish a positive winning culture within our programs, within our athletes, within the community.